Hello mom friends, welcome back to our channel. Today I wanted to show you a new variation of that quilted bubblegum braid that I just showed you that I said was very popular with our clients last year. And so Rain and I have been working on this, and it's just basically a different variation to take that quilted bubblegum and take it even to another level. And so we're excited to introduce it to our clients, and I wanted to show it to you as well. It is going to be a shorter tutorial because it's really just a different variation. But if you're watching this one and you haven't seen any of our other bubblegum or quilted bubblegum series, I will put all of those videos down in the description for you to see. But basically it's going to be two different techniques for doing it. This one on the left is you're going to weave two together, and then this one on the right is going to be more like the same technique that we do our double bubblegum that we introduced last year to our clients that they loved. So basically this one, we decided, Rain and I talked about it, and we decided that these are different enough that we wanted our clients to be able to decide. We let them upgrade certain braids, and if they want a particular braid, we wanted them to be able to choose and distinguish between the two. So we're going to call this one the Deluxe bubblegum quilted bubblegum braid, and we're going to call this one the double quilted bubblegum braid because it's basically very similar to our regular double bubblegum. So before I forget, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell when you want to be notified that we post new videos for 2024 and beyond, and we will get started. I thought that we would start with the double quilted bubblegum braid, which is going to end up looking something very similar to this one. In this one, we have the imprint ribbon that we put in there because we'd already used diamond dust for the quilted one. But on this one, I thought we would just start with two double quilted bubblegums. And I don't know if you can tell, but this one is actually weaved with white and this one is weaved with Columbia blue. And I thought it might vary it up a little bit to have the same colors, but a different kind of quilted effect on each side. So basically it's going to be very similar to that double bubblegum video that we posted. And again, I'll put that down below if you want to see it. So I'm going to go a little bit quicker than I did in that video. But what we're going to want to do is the same thing as we're going to want to line these up, and sometimes as I mentioned in that video, you have to kind of flip it around to see, but we're going to want to line these up so that our creases here on the outside are where we can put our diamond dust in there. And then we're going to I pre-cut those same 2.25 inch strips, and then we're going to basically just staple where we're going to put the diamond dust. The difference on this one is that we want to go underneath the quilted so that way all of that pretty quilted stays into effect. I still like to go ahead and line up my creases here so that because you still can tuck that diamond dust or whatever you're putting in there all the way in there. And then we can just take our stapler and secure that new strip that we've put in there, and then it's hidden. And of course, also it allows it to be with that smooth side of the staple backwards. I like to, when I do this, to do every other one. You could do every one. That's what I love about these, is you could do all kinds of different looks. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and staple everything all at the same time. So I'm gonna staple every other one. I'm gonna make sure that I staple, and I'm stapling in between on the solid part, and you wanna make sure you get it as close together as possible. And so I'm just going to go through and staple all the way up. What I like about this, especially for a mom, is that it allows you to use those small bubblegum braids, but for it to really balance out and not get lost in the mum because it's a little bit wider. And so now we've got everything stapled. So then we can just take our little strips and we can secure them in there. I like to just go ahead and put all the strips in at one time and then go back and put the staples in there to secure it really good. You could, if you wanted a different look, is you could put it a little bit, you could put it through here and hide that other quilted, but I just really like to keep that quilted on both sides. I think it makes the braid look really uniform and really sharp. So we'll get that last one in there. And then all we have to do is we will just go through. I usually just stay on one side and secure that staple, secure that strip. It may not completely be necessary because it's tucked really good under there, but I just feel like it secures it, and we know that it's not going to come apart. And then it also gives a little bit more stability to attaching those two quilted bubblegums together. And I know I've mentioned this a lot. Another thing I love about this is that you get that pop of the diamond dust without having to use a whole lot of the diamond dust. So of course this one's not blinged out, but wrong one, that one's the one that's woven through. You can kind of see the effect is you still get that really pretty quilted effect look with the bubble gum, but then you also get that pop of diamond dust as well. And then of course it creates a much wider braid. So it would be a really good braid to put as kind of your centerpiece on one of your mounts. So this is our double quilted bubblegum braid. And now I want to move on to the braid that we're going to actually create out of two regular bubblegum braids, and then use the same quilted as we did in our quilted bubblegum to actually kind of secure the two together. So this one is going to take more ribbon of the actual weaving ribbon. So what I did is I pulled, it's a little under a yard, but I usually, as I told you in that quilted bubblegum, I like to have a little bit extra because it just helps you at the end to make sure you keep your triangles nice and crisp. So I pulled a yard of this diamond dust, and then I have just two regular bubble gums. Now remember, I'm doing garter length 18 inches for this tutorial. So if you're doing a full 36 inch, you'll want to pull 2 yards for whichever one you're weaving. And then for this one, we're going to put them together, but we're not looking for those creases to match on the outside this time. What we're looking for is that we are able to weave it through this one and then weave it through the next one and be able to weave our ribbon all the way through. So we will go ahead and weave it all the way through just like we did in that quilted bubblegum, and then I'm just going to take my stapler and staple and secure that one in there really good, and then make sure it's good and secure. And of course, if you have a regular stapler, you can staple it this way. We just always like to hide the staples anytime we can. Okay, and then we're just gonna take the same technique that we did with that quilted bubblegum, is we're gonna stay shiny side up, and we're gonna weave through here. But then we're also going to weave through here. And then pull it all the way closed. We'll do that same crease, keep the shiny side up, and pull it all the way through. And then of course, I think I remember telling you in that quilted bubblegum that what I like to do is to weave all the way through, but then to go ahead and set my weave up on the next as well, so that I don't have to keep grabbing that ribbon, and then I can pull it through. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. If you really want to watch this in a little slower, more detailed version, you can watch my quilted bubblegum if you have not seen it. I mentioned in there sometimes with the diamond dust, you have to be a little bit more careful. It tends to want to kind of crease on you a little bit. We're just going to keep weaving this through And what's nice about this is as we weave it through, it's securing those two double bubble gums together. And we have to weave it through that second one. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes that diamond dust likes to curl on you. Okay. And then we'll just keep weaving it through. And then as the ribbon gets shorter, I don't worry as much about weaving it that second time because there's not a whole lot of ribbon to have to worry about it kind of hanging out. So as you can see, this one it's gonna take a little bit more ribbon, but what's nice is that from a time standpoint, it's less weaving, because on that other one, we would have weaved both of those bubble gums. So this one is, I would say, probably gonna be a little less time consuming than the other one. And for those of you that are making these for your own mums and garters, I would say just pick whichever one is you like the best. And that's why I love this variation, is that the bubblegum braid is a really easy braid to learn. And so it really allows you to take it and level it up and put kind of a wow factor braid on your mum or garter without having to have a lot of braiding technique knowledge. And so with the two of us, Rayanne is the braiding guru, and so I love that I can take this and really make a statement piece on one of our mums or garters. As you can see, there's a little bit left, so I will usually just cut that off and put it in my scrap bin to use. Because this is stapled here, I'm not going to worry about tucking that in. I'm just going to staple it right here, because this is probably either going to be where I put my cutout or where I attach my braid. So as you can see, that did not take very long at all, and it really made a different look. Of course, the pattern of your bubble gums is really gonna make a difference as well. You could also do a solid red and a solid black, and it would create a totally different look as well. So here are the finished products of our new bubblegum variation. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with from different patterns. I would love to see it. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And then for my mum business owners, stick around, because I'm going to post a video about how Ray and I use the bubblegum braid to prep for kind of those unknowns that happen during the season, because I do hear a lot of times from people that they don't like the bubblegum braid because it's so time consuming. And I will tell you, it's a game changer if you prepare it ahead of time. So stick around for that video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell. We will be adding more braids if you want to continue to learn new braids to put on your mums and garters. Have a great day, friends.